Hey guys, this is Chris. This is going to be a video talking about how I was able to afford some of the awesome cars that I've had at a fairly young age. If you're new here and you haven't seen my videos before, I had a Porsche Cayman S at 23 years old. Then I had an F10 M5 at 24 years old. Following that, at 24, I had an Audi R8. And then finally the Lamborghini Gallardo, also at 24 years old. And now I'm 25 and have another Porsche Cayman S. So the reason I wanted to make this video was to explain how I was able to pull that off. There is one caveat that I was able to take advantage of, and that was my parents paid for me to go to college and get a degree. So I graduated from Penn State University, I have a degree, and I graduated debt-free and went right into the working force. So that was my leg up. That's the caveat, the catch, the gotcha thing. But even with that said, I know that there are a lot of kids out there, I would guess, easily millions of college students that get paid by their parents to go to school and just, get good grades and get a degree. If you're one of those kids that's really lucky, maybe right now you're in high school or you're just starting off in college and you know that your parents are going to send you to school and pay for you to get that degree, then you can watch this video and it'll be very helpful for you. If you're a student that is going to be paying for your own schooling and maybe you're graduating with a large amount of debt, again, these simple mindset things can help you work towards just paying off your debt quicker, saving money, being smart, and hopefully becoming debt-free as well very quickly. So first and foremost, what are some of my tips and tricks? If you're a young student who's about to go away to school, or maybe you're already at university, you should be keeping your grades at utmost priority, and you should be keeping your grades very high. You want to make sure that your grades are high so that you can secure an internship easily when you're, in your sophomore, junior years of school. Getting that experience will help catapult you to the highest peak that you can reach right out of school. You can jump into a high-paying job. Basically, it sort of turbocharges the process of getting right into, the best that you can be when you launch into your career phase of your life. You can perform poorly and still be okay in life. It's not like anything's gonna be the end of the world, but if your goal is to have a supercar or some really cool thing early on in life, or maybe you want to pay off your debt really fast and really on in your life so you can start saving for a house, your goal should be to get a very good job and a high-paying job, most importantly. Having high grades and performing well in school, learning as much as you can, is absolutely crucial to that. And I've definitely seen kids party a little too much. They let their grades slip. And again, it's not the end of the world. Everyone, can make it out all right as long as they have their head on straight. But if your goal is to do this as quickly as possible, you want to have the highest grades, do the best that you can do, be the best that you can be, and secure a high-paying job right out of school so you can start stacking money and work towards your goal. All right, so step 2. Let's say now you're a student who has graduated with your bachelor's degree. You had a great GPA, great grades, you did an internship, and now you've secured an excellent job in the workforce and you're ready to become an adult. So the most important thing here is just to save your money. Save your money, save, and just think about your long-term goal of getting that thing or paying off your debt. You have to keep that at the forefront of your mind. When everyone's on Instagram showing off their Gucci belts or their, stupid designer crap or whatever it is to try and look cool and look richer than you or whatever it is, ignore that BS, ignore the noise, because that's going to be a distraction and that's going to be something that takes money out of your pocket. If you start feeling like, oh gosh, I got to get my Gucci belt or whatever, you're just going to start spending money unnecessarily on things that you don't need. Don't go on crazy, extravagant trips all the time. Don't go out to expensive dinners and eat out all of the time. You just have to structure your life in a way that makes sense to match your income and your spending. You want more money coming in than going out, and you can choose and determine what ratio of that is good for you. I know for a fact that I was saving an exorbitant amount of money versus the amount of money that I was spending. It was ridiculous, and it helped me stack money really quickly. Of course, everyone has their own things. Some people like to splurge a little bit more, and again, getting yourself a nice thing every once in a while is fine, but just don't burn money on things that are not really going to help you achieve your goal. You know, going out to a nice dinner every once in a while, or taking your significant other out, that's fine. Do that. Enjoy yourself. But don't go out to eat or get takeout every single night, because you're going to be spending like 20 bucks a night. That adds up really quickly if you keep doing that. But ignore the designer crap, ignore the flexing stuff on social media. No one cares what you have. You don't care what they have, so what's the point in trying to show off and, you know, look cool? It doesn't matter. You're young. You don't need to have all of that expensive stuff anyway. No one expects you to. Just ignore it. And it's something that really pisses me off, because it's something a lot of people do. I didn't buy any of that stupid junk. I never cared for it, and I saved all of my money, and I got to have really awesome things in my life that I had always dreamt of as a kid. And it's funny, I would talk to people that I hadn't seen since high school, and they're like, dude, what do you do for a living? Or like, how did you get this? And I don't really have any particularly amazing thing. I just have a normal 9-to-5 job that I got out of school. So it just goes to show that, you know, you can be on the same level of income or playing field as another person, and what it really comes down to is how much money you're saving and what you're doing with that money. Keep your goal at the forefront. You want a Gallardo or something like that. Think of that every day. Think of that all the time when you're spending your money. Until you achieve that, stop at nothing. That's the mentality you really have to have. And if it means buying store brand Cheerios because they're on sale versus the, you know, expensive actual Cheerios, just do it. Do whatever you can to save your money, and it'll pay off. And I'm telling you, you will notice it. I should add to that another thing. I was really distracted and almost bought a couple other cars along the way that wouldn't have been smart purchases. I really wanted like an Infiniti Q50. Do not do that to yourself. Don't get distracted by other things along the way that you think might deliver you the same joy. Like, for example, my end game was the Gallardo. I ended up getting there because I just stayed focused, or I bought cars along the way that I knew were good deals and I could flip and make money on. But if I had bought something like an Infiniti Q50, that would have been a very poor decision, because A, that's nowhere close to what a Gallardo is, and B, that would have depreciated and probably lost me a ton of money. Don't get distracted by stuff. Just stay focused, make smart and sound financial decisions. All of those cars that I owned, the Cayman M5, the R8, I didn't lose any money on those. I made money on some of them. They were measured decisions that I worked out in my head and with the help of friends to determine, okay, if I buy this car, this isn't gonna, ruin me financially. This is something that I can make money on, or I can own for free. So keep that in your consciousness when you're thinking about buying something. If you want to make a big splurge purchase along the way to hold you over, like I did with some of those cars, I considered the future impact on my long-term goal of getting the Gallardo. Finally, the last thing I would say is just get creative. Find cool ways to make money for yourself. Chances are, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far through the video, you're actually a person that cares about what I have to say, and you're probably pretty driven and goal-oriented. Probably have a lot of different hobbies and interests in your life. Find a market or something related to your interest and channel that knowledge to make you money. That sounds really corny and cheesy actually, but what I mean is, for example, I like biking. I go mountain biking and road biking a decent bit when it's warm out. So I obsessively was researching bikes. I became familiar with the market in my local area just by scanning Facebook Marketplace searches all day. Obviously, during the pandemic, the bikes were not available and their prices went through the roof. A lot of people didn't realize this, so I was buying cheap bikes from people on Facebook. I would dust them off, put a new seat on it, and sell it, or for double or triple the price that I bought it for. That was really easy and fun way to make money on the side. I currently am trying that out with guitars. I've done a lot of car flipping with some of my buddies. We'll just kind of pool money and go buy a car and then flip it. If you're obsessed with a market or a niche or a product, you know a lot about it, you know the market, take advantage of that, and seek some arbitrage somewhere to make yourself a nice little penny. It's a lot of fun to do. It's a really, really, I think, good thing to learn how to do, and it will help you when you're buying cool cars one day, because you'll know if it's a good deal or not, and you'll become comfortable with buying and selling things. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I'm gonna cut it here for that reason. I know some people might think some of this is obvious, but I know for a fact there are people watching it that will take something away from what I had to say today and hopefully apply that to their life and, you know, be smarter with their money, smarter with their studies, and just become a more successful person in life. And again, I hope that this helps you achieve your long-term goal, whatever that may be, whether it's paying down your student debt really quickly and, you know, starting to save a lot of money for a house. Maybe you have the same goal as me, getting a really cool supercar at a young age. Whatever your dream may be, I hope it does come true, and I hope the things that I said today will help you get there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please comment your thoughts and let me know what you think of what I had to say. Check out my other videos. I obviously have a lot of car videos, so if you enjoy cars, check them out. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.